Christopher Chandler?
Yes.
Yes. And counsel, if you'll go to the left, to my left, and your client in the center. Who's the prosecutor on Christopher? All right, thank you. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 2006, State of Texas versus Christopher Chandler. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Kirk Ramsey.
All right, and are you Mr. Chandler?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case that you reviewed with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Chandler, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred education or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
What you're charged with is evading arrest, detention with a vehicle. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,500 fine to be probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. State will take into consideration county court cause number 658-207, 658-208, and the state agrees to not pursue any state marijuana charges arising from this offense. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, sir.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours community service restitution, and an aggressive driving course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Judge, state offer states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
And
No
if judge-
objection, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 in attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 in attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, my client is young, he's articulate, he's a hard worker. He made him, I don't want to call it a mistake. I don't want to call it a mistake. I think he panicked in the situation. He's up for promotions at work. I think he's got a bright future and, looking forward to putting this behind him. He's, that's part of what I also want to address. If his supervisor's been let go, so he's in line potentially for that. And because of that, he works like 60 to 70 hours a week. And I would ask if he could pay off some or all of the community service hours so he can continue working like he has been.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an assistant manager at Jiffy Lube. My store manager, he was on parole and he had an issue with him moving and stuff like that. And that he didn't aware the people on parole people about, so he got taken in. My assistant manager got moved up to store management position, and I'm getting moved up to assistant management position.
All right, why are you doing silly stuff?
I have no explanation for that, man. I shouldn't be doing that.
And I'm assuming that necklace is the 10 Commandments.
Yes, ma'am.
So here's the thing. People always want to grab hold to the Bible, grab hold to the 10 Commandments, and then don't want to follow the rules. So don't be walking around with the Bible if you don't want to follow the rules. Don't be walking around with the 10 Commandments if you don't want to follow the rules.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as far as having the gold 10 Commandments, I'm not an expert on the Bible. I don't know how people feel about that when you have the whole golden calf situation. But each time, since you're wearing the 10 Commandments, each time you think of doing something, you need to look at that and figure out if you're following the rules. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And from here on out, probation in this court, anytime you do something, you know what the first question you should ask before you do it?
What was that, ma'am?
you should ask yourself whether or not what I'm about to do or the decision I'm about to make, whether or not it will result or could result in me going to prison for 10 years. You understand?
Yes, my mom.
Do you have any children?
Oh, no, no.
All right. Do you live alone?
I stay with my girlfriend.
Does she have children?
She does.
What are their ages?
Her daughter just turned 3.
And how long, just as a side note for me, how long did you move in with her? How long did you know her before you moved in with her and her child?
I've known her since 2017. It was a point in time when we weren't together, and she moved to States, and then she just recently came back last year. So I've been knowing her for a while.
But how long has it been since you all got in contact with each other before you moved in with her and her daughter?
When she just came back last year, around maybe 2 months prior to this month right now, she came back last year around, was it June, around April.
Okay. I ask these questions because too often I see people who have children who let some random guy move in, and then the next thing you know, there's a child protective services case. Don't be that person, okay?
No, no. Oh, yes, ma'am, I won't.
All right, there's a $1,500 fine that's to be probated. 2 years deferred adjudication. Take into consideration County Court Cause number 658207, 658208. State agrees not to pursue any marijuana charges arising from March 22nd, 2021. There should be 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to do COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. I'm going to ask for parenting classes. Once you complete the parenting classes, the remaining of those community service hours will be waived. The state is asking for an aggressive driving course. I really don't know what's taught in the aggressive driving course, because basically it seems like the rules of the road, you need to revisit those. And part of the rules of the road is police pull you over, pull over. And guess what? If you would have pulled over, you know what charges you would have pending? Those misdemeanor charges instead of felony charges. So I don't know what is the aggressive driving course gonna tell him.
Same thing you just basically said, Judge.
So there you go. I just gave you an aggressive driving course.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't be Smoking the Bandit. And if anyone who is in this courtroom has not seen Smoking the Bandit, I'm highly disappointed in you. Brenna?
Sorry, Judge.
Oh my gosh. Either I'm aging myself or the people here are just not, they're not Renaissance people. Ernest, have you seen Smoking the Bandit?
I have.
Thank you.
I think we're thinking like 1979.
Yeah, there's no excuse. That's like saying you have not seen Wizard of Oz. I mean, it's a classic. All right, so I've given you your aggressive driving course.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
People pull you over, you need to pull over and stop. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll do regular reporting by Zoom or in person. And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right.
No. Positive. I'm sorry.
Positive for
marijuana.
See? And how old are you?
23.
All right, I'm gonna want him tested for levels. Those levels need to start going down. And I hope and pray that nobody's smoking over a 3-year-old.
No, ma'am. When I do that, I take that on my own personal time. I don't do that around a child.
Yeah, but let me just tell you something I know, because I don't smoke anything. And when I'm around people and people have smoked cigarettes, I smell it. So I know that that child is smelling something she should not be smelling. And little children, they soak up everything. They soak up smells, and I'm sure she finds that smell very offensive. They soak up languages. They're just, think of a child as a sponge. And they just come into your life, and everything that's being said and done, they pick up that, they internalize it, and it stays with them. So there's gonna be none of that anymore, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm gonna want field visits 3 times per month, and I'm gonna want that random. And please tell them to look and make sure there's nothing in that household that should not be in that household. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And while you're on probation, I hope you know you're not allowed, and they'll tell you, you're not allowed to drink alcohol at all. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Is there anything else he needs?
Your Honor, for the tested for the levels, can that happen within 24 hours?
Yes.
There's nothing else.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
No, ma'am, I don't believe so.
Well, do you not believe so, or do you know so?
I don't have anything wrong.
All right, show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we put off the record. You better be a good stepfather to that 3-year-old. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And being a good stepfather is, you really should just be a good father, period, to her, and treat her as though she's your own. You understand? All right, good luck to you. Judge. Yes. Chandler?
Yeah, or, I mean, not for the whole thing, but we're gonna TIC some cases as part of our agreement, so that's the only question. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Court is calling 2022 CR 2006, State of Texas versus Christopher Ryan Chandler. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense.
Robertson for Mr. Chandler.
And are you Mr. Chandler?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Are you the same Christopher Ryan Chandler who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 2006 for the offense of evading arrest detention with a vehicle on June 16, 2022 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
This is on the supplement, Judge. It's
Just 1 second. I don't have a supplement. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled State's Motion to Supplement Pending Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that as well, Mr. Chandler?
yes, ma'am, I do.
And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Christopher Ryan Chandler, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of February, March, April, May, June, and July 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, ma'am.
State.
Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion to enter adjudication.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we're asking the defendant is, we're asking you to adjudicate the defendant guilty. We're going to dismiss the underlying violations alleged in the original motion to enter adjudication of guilt and 4 years to do, Your Honor.
All right, is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then the court will grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, Give you credit for any time served. All right, is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand? All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
24.
You're going to have to start living your life better. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in and out of the prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't be that person who's the oldest person at the prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.